So how's everybody doing this afternoon? Yeah? This is an incredible event, and haven't the speakers been great? Yeah, wonderful. Like, I've been taking notes and also with throughout my talk, a lot of what I talked about, I thought, wow, Suki was just like nailed it. and I love what Holly's putting together too in that panel. And also Cece does also an amazing job with emceeing the event, doesn't she? Fantastic. Okay. So everybody here took their mastermind in Genesis today. Most people did. And you guys, when you first came to the event, did you hug anybody? Yeah? Yeah? Did you hug yourself? No, you should. You should. That's one thing that we forget. You know what? When we take on something new, in life, and sometimes we forget about ourselves, right? So I know, do that. Yeah, I know some of you guys aren't doing it. You're going to do it later. Do it. You know what? It makes a difference because we do forget about ourselves. Throughout that move, I'll refer to that again because that's what we were doing for the last 10 days, 10 freaking days. I was saying to Ken and Alberto, let's do this. They were looking at me like I was an alien, but they knew what I meant, right? So can we put that little thank you, Sam. We had fun, Sam and Anita in Thailand, and Cece as well. It was fantastic. It was a whirlwind. And this is some of the things that, I've been able to, and Ken and I have been able to participate in the industry doing. I was talking about travel, and I love to travel. We've been on, I was looking at, unpacking things yesterday, and I pulled out all our cruise cards. We've been on over 35 cruises. And a lot of them have been through this industry. And I'll tell you, does the novelty wear off? Yes, but guess what? The people that we meet on the cruise and spend time with never wears. That's the thing. It's those interactions, those connections, because we're always meeting people new. That top left corner, that's Ken and I dog sledding on a glacier in Alaska. Dog sledding, and you know what? They had some baby dogs there. What baby dogs? There were some pups there, and Ken and I wanted to take one home with us. They were so cute. Do you remember that, Ken? Yeah. So that was extraordinary time because not just dog sledding, but on a glacier. So that's one of the excursions. That was fun. In the top middle there's me and Deb Leapoltz. And this month is 5 years that we decided to partner in business together. And she's an awesome lady. And, big hugs and prayers for her because her mother passed away this morning. So big love to her, right? Her husband Al's there. Hi, Al. Yeah, so, we're her family, so big hugs all around for her. So 5 years we've been in partnership together, and she's been a gift to my life. That's me earning an MVP award in the middle there, as well as the group that's, yay, having fun. We have fun, because a lot of this business is social. Would you agree? Yeah, there's nothing that beats it. There's no, sitting in cubicles every day. It's just whatever you want to create, whatever you want your day to look like. It could be on a beach, right? It could be traveling the world. This is all you need right here, right? When we were downsizing the last 10 days, we got rid of all our filing cabinets, our desks, our office cabinets, everything sold, gone. What didn't sell, gave away. Don't need it, it's all here. That's also me in the green dress with Art Jonak. He is the facilitator of the Mastermind event. It's been going on for probably 14 years. And just, great people that you're going to meet in this industry if you stick around long enough. You're going to meet a lot of people that are going to be blessings to your life. Long-term friends. You might not talk to them for 3, 4, 6 years, and then you pick up the phone, and guess what happens? It's just like you just talked, time didn't pass. It's incredible. And the bottom picture there with Ken and I sitting there with a group of people on that table, that was Ken and I in 2012. We were in Kuala Lumpur attending a charity event, an MLM, multi-level marketing charity event. They had politicians there, they had officials there, government officials, and they were all saying, you need to get into network marketing because that's the future. Yeah, that's what they were saying. November 2012, okay? That saying right there is something that if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Never forget that African proverb is actually something that relates to our business big time. It is everything. So sometimes we'll see, or I've seen in the last 22 years, because I got first invited to an event for this industry when I was 20 years old. Okay, so that's 26 years ago. Everybody in the room here got invited to take a look at an opportunity, right? Elysian or whatever that looks like. It could be a coffee meeting. It could be invited to this event today, right? Opportunity is boundless. It's everywhere. But we have to be open, right? But you guys are open. You're here. You know, I look and I don't know who said it this morning, but I think it was Dr. Suki. He said, you know, what about when we get to that point when we're at Rogers Center? 10,000 people, because we will. So you're in a special place right now, early on. It's fabulous. I mentioned about my business relationship with Deb and also that she's a great friend of mine. I also get to do business with my best friends. And my best friends are Joey Baker and Anna and Debbie Yolansky. Raise your hands. Don't be shy. Yeah, don't be shy that you know me. Yeah, yeah. So isn't that great? You can bring all your friends with you if you wish, right? That warms my heart, those interactions, right? So anyways, it was interesting. Yesterday, after opening boxes and ripping things open, chipping my nails, went to go get my nails done. Ken and Alberto dropped me off at Yaletown Nail Spa. Had a great experience there. Everybody's so kind. You know, they were heading to Richmond for a meeting with Dennis. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to grab a bite. And then we were finished with this move, so I thought we just don't have to rush anywhere. So I'm sitting there getting to know the server at Hub Restaurant in Yaletown. Finished with that, found out she's an actor, wanting to break into it and go big. And then finished with that, grabbed a taxi. And I knock on the window, hey, are you free? Are you available? Yeah. Okay, so I hop in there. He's got some paperwork in his lap and he's finishing that off. And I said, okay, no rush, just finish what you're doing. And then his name was Shawan. And I take a lot of taxis in the city. And whether it's to the airport or whatever, people who travel do that. And so, and downtown Court, sometimes easier to take a cab than to drive, right? So I had to get, from there to the West End, hopped in his cab. So I get, I always ask questions. And one of the questions is, every time, where are you from? Busy today, things like that. He goes, I said, yeah, I'm busy too, yet I just finished moving, we were downsizing. He goes, oh, and then, so it was from Cole Harbour to West End. And so he's asking me questions and he goes, what are you paying, to live downtown? And I shared with him, well, we were paying this and now we're paying this. And sometimes we divulge things like that to strangers, right? Never got, he goes, wow, he goes, no way, right? He's from Ethiopia, Shawan is from Ethiopia, right? So, why is he driving a taxi? He shared with me that he went to UBC, University of British Columbia, for 5 years, taking computer science, cannot find a job, right? That's why he's driving a taxi. What he hates is getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning for his 12-hour shift. So he's probably getting up at 3 to go to work for 4 and working that 12-hour shift, right? He doesn't like it, he wants a change. And so he also said to me, again, he divulged information to me because I'm a stranger. So he said, I'm $62,000 in debt. And I said, that's not going to define you. You'll get through it. You'll figure it out, right? So I gave him my card, and then I paid for my taxi and gave him a big tip. And he said I made his day, right? I said, find me on Facebook. Let's meet up. Let's connect. Let's talk, right? Never know. Shawan, S-H-A-W-A-N. Because I always have to say that to remember, is it Sean or Shawan, right? So I said that. He goes, you're smart. I'm thinking, mastermind, right? You have no idea, Shawan, what's going to happen to you. Right? Connections. I love connecting with people. I'll tell you, ever since we decided to downsize 6 weeks ago, the people that have come into my life, even through Craigslist, are going to be with me long term. I haven't told them that yet, but they are. They are. I said to Ken, like, oh my God. Like, so anyways, I got this one girl, Erin, she comes in and her boyfriend happens to own a winery in North Vancouver. And then while he's there, in the office, and he makes her dismantle the desk. I guess whatever was going on there. And he's taking a call, and it happens to be Terry David Mulligan. You guys know who that is? Okay. And so, anyways, they're buddy or whatever, and they're talking and they're doing business negotiations and, exchanging ideas. And I'm minding my own business. And then she, loads up her car, and then she wants to come back when I get back, from Thailand. And so, great people. And then she goes, I've also got a friend, Samaya, that wants some of your stuff. I know she'll want it. So I meet her and her other friend, Connie, and her daughter. And super cool people, right? And they live in the West End, too. And then I get this call because I'm thinking, oh my God, moving this or getting rid of this master bedroom suite is going to be torture. So sure enough, put it out there. Thursday, not this past Thursday, the Thursday before, I get an email. Someone's interested in the king bed set. Good, because it ain't coming, right? So guess who comes? Alex and Jeff, okay? So Jeff calls, I'm with Alex, and we're just crossing the bridge. I'm thinking, okay, I'm expecting two guys. It's Jeff and his wife, Alexandra, right? Okay, so they both show up. She's just a tiny thing, right? And so they come into our place looking around and everything, and I made sure that the bed, everything was polished because there's dust. And then she decides, okay, we're gonna take it. And then she goes looking around and she, what else are you selling? So I showed her everything, pretty much. And then whatever she wanted, I thought, okay, should I sell it? Yeah, go take it, right? And then so we decide on a time she's coming to pick it up, but the big bed she's gonna have stored, the other stuff she's taking now. Perfect. And this is what happened with her, okay? And we call her a godsend. And she says, Lisa, you've been such a godsend. I'm thinking, me, godsend? Because here's what happened. Through that connection and that introduction and us clicking from the beginning, and it was a respect thing on both parts, right? I didn't want to charge her too much, and then you talked about a deal. She tried to really negotiate me low. I just said, no, not gonna happen. You can have the bed for $2,500, but no mattress and box spring, right? No. Anyways, long story short, what happens is that we're going through the garage and everything like that, and by the end of Thursday, she's left over the course of 4 days, 4 minivan full, we stuffed the minivan 4 times, and she took it back. Stuff that she bought and stuff that we gave away, she took everything. What she didn't want to keep, Big Brothers was going to pick it up. She even took my little Tony Little Gazelle that was sitting in the garage for 6 years. Yeah, exercise machine, right? Right? Everything from 10 years ago that was stored there. So 4 truckloads. So anyway, she said, Lisa, I'm interested in taking a closer look at your business. And I said, I'd love to show you. She goes, wow, I can't believe you just, you're doing this massive move and then you're talking on Saturday. I said, yeah, come over. She goes, I have some kids lacrosse things that's happening, but let's meet up for the next one. I could bring a lot of friends with me. I'm there, okay, well, we're not gonna wait for that. I'll come over to you. Let's have a lot of friends at your place, right? So, but these are the people that I've met. They're really cool people, genuine, authentic people that I want to have in my life. And I never would have expected that the last 6 weeks, they say when you purge and things out of your life, that opens the floodgates of great things to happen. And it happened big time, right? So to heck with all the networking events that I used to attend, it's just when you're doing life with people and you're meeting people, you're asking questions, right? A lot of times when I'm, in front of people, whether it's a taxi cab or it's in a restaurant, guess who's doing most of the talking? They are. They do 80% of the talking, I do the listening. And I wouldn't have it any other way. That's how I'm gonna learn about people. Because you're gonna be interested. And how are you gonna connect? And guess what? Elysian fits into people's lives in every way. In every way, if you listen close enough, right? Someone said, what's the percentage that we have of our brain that we use? Does anybody know? 10%? What is it? 8? Yeah, okay. Try removing part of your brain and see how much you miss. We use 100% of our brain, right? Someone said that to me in the, not the cab, but when I was walking back from the coffee shop, because they asked me what I did, right? Because we were talking about I was pouring cream. Lots of things happened this week, you guys. I can, talk here for an hour with it. Yeah. And they asked me what I did, so that's what they said to me. And they're like, oh, pretty cool. I'm going to say that on Saturday, right? We use 100% of our brain, right? Okay. I want to talk about being bold and audacious. Okay, on Facebook, we meet people all the time. And for some reason, even when we're busy, we get these notifications and things like that. Coincidence, okay? I'll call it serendipity again. Here, we're going through this move. We're going into a building that doesn't have TELUS, who I've had an account with for 12 years, right? So guess what happens? I happen to get Linda, who messages me on Facebook that we haven't met personally. And she says, would you be interested in some Shaw services? I said, I happen to be moving in the next week, and I need Shaw, because that's the building that we're going to be in, is a Shaw building. Linda, you gonna wave? That's Linda right there. Okay, so hey. Yeah, so here's to being bold and audacious, right? I love that. I love when people do that. They reach out and they're being bold and they're not thinking, I'm going to bother that person or whatever, right? And I also listened when we had lunch today, and Dennis had said, know your audience. In this business, we do have to know our audience. And as Suki had said, in connecting and clicking with people, you know what, you have to know a little bit about them, right? Before we can actually know what their needs are. So I want to come here, and Dennis was approached. Dennis, what he used to do, he used to book bands, throughout Canada. Like we're talking 40 bands a week, right? Yeah, okay, Dennis. And he's really, really impressed with Elysian. But how he got involved in this industry is pretty cool. And the guy that approached him, he knew his hot buttons. He knew his audience. So could you share that with everybody?
That's a lot of years ago. It's a good job I'm taking this product. I was very busy booking entertainers all over. And a friend of mine phoned me up and said, I've got this business opportunity. We're going back a lot of years now. I got this business opportunity. Would you come to the hotel? I said, man, I'm too busy. I'm way too busy to go to. I don't even want to hear about it. He says, well, look at this business that I'm talking about. It's kind of like if you record a record and you get paid over and over again. And of course, I knew all about that because I have a record library. A lot of bands that I was booking recorded lots of music. And I says, okay, I'll come. He knocked on the door with something that I was interested in. And my life changed. I've been in the network marketing business ever since. We're going back, I don't even want to say. That's too close to the truth with you, right? Yeah, I know. Anyway, it's been a fabulous ride, and it's not going to end. And we meet people all over the world. I've traveled every place in the world. Just like you heard a minute ago, it gets you everywhere. You meet people everywhere. It's a beautiful thing. So I'm glad you're here because when I first looked at this, and this wasn't that long ago, I phoned Ken and said, Ken, can we talk? I need your help. My help was I was going to open up a company, help a company open up in Mexico. And Ken says, well, you know what, we should just go over and have a look at Alicia. That's the company I'm with. He says, when do you want to do it? I said, well, let's do it now. So off we went to the office and met everybody there. And when I started to examine what these products were all about, what the company was all about, the value in what this is, I was hooked. This has got to be the best company you'll ever get into right now.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Dennis. You guys, this is coming from somebody who's been in the industry for a long time. So that, to me, gave me goosebumps at lunch. I didn't tell you, but it did. Composure, right? So, okay, my time's up. Oh, they're giving me 10 more minutes. Look at that. Yeah, right. Okay. Sam, Sam goes like this, I go like this. Okay, I'll be really quick. Okay, so one of the things also that, throughout the years, what I've realized, I'll just be a couple minutes, is in time, when we're building this, a lot of times we don't realize or we don't know the reason why we're doing it, right? Dr. Suki, he had said about belief. You guys be unbelievably audacious with belief. Be crazy with belief, because whatever you believe, doesn't matter what anybody else does. Surround yourself with people that are going to support you every step of the way, no matter what that is, right? Know what it is that you want, because that's going to change. Things don't motivate me. I'll tell you why. I wouldn't be driving a 2005 Jeep Liberty if things matter to me, right? Things don't matter to me. People do, experiences do. So what is going to motivate me, right? What motivates you? It's going to be different for every single one of us, okay? Lastly, I just got an email a couple days ago that there was a Super Soul event in California, and I was going to attend it. And then I thought, you know what? I don't need to. A month ago, I said to Ken, Brendan Bouchard is going to be March, in the West Coast as well. The mind mastery that we have at Elysian, you guys, and Ellen, reiterated it, right? What it's done for her is stellar, and it also is a component as to what sets us apart at Elysian. So, Brendan Bouchard, I love him. Don't need to go because everything that I need. Because do you think that this journey, sometimes we need to rely and lean on something and someone, right? We need to develop that mental strength. That mind mastery is something that you all need to embrace, because there's going to be ups and downs, and there's going to be doubts that come from nobody else but yourself, right? You're going to have those talks with you're going to think that you're 2 different people or 3 different people, 5 different people sometimes, right? That's going to try to talk to you out of greatness. So embrace that mind mastery. You're going to need it. And we got that at Elysian. We don't have to go anywhere else. How great is that? So who's going to create the most greatest, magnificent community at Elysian with me? Yeah? Let's be in it to win it, you guys. Wish I had more time. Thank you.